I've been running the iOS 26 developer beta since it came out at WWDC, and this has been the biggest visual update since 2013 when they released iOS 7. There were a lot of changes across the system, and after a couple months of using it, these are my top 5-ish features. First up is the biggest update, Liquid Glass, and this is the new design system that is extending across all platforms, not just the iPhone. It behaves like glass to add some depth, so it reflects and refracts everything around it, and I think it looks really good. There's so much attention to detail in all the animations and specular highlights, and just how everything interacts with everything else on the screen. Like when you pull down for notifications or drag a selector or even just scroll in Safari, like how everything reacts to what's behind it is super cool. And powering this is real-time rendering, so the UI can react to movement and how the light would reflect, which I feel like is something only Apple could do reasonably because of one, the tight integration between their hardware and their software, and two, just how much power there is in their silicon to be doing extra stuff like this. Also, there's this new fully clear glass version of the icon, which is really cool and fun, but I don't really like it for regular use. And the lock screen can scale time dynamically to fit perfectly behind your subject, and then also adapt as incoming notifications need to take up more of your screen space. But everything isn't just visual. Liquid Glass also has a lot of functional updates, like the UI gets anchored more to the bottom with a dynamic menu that'll transform as you interact with it and the content behind it. And as you scroll, the UI just shrinks away to highlight your content and then comes back when you need it. But I'm excited to see how this evolves and they take it into the future iterations of iOS 26 and even past that. Since this is a full design system, they pretty much refreshed everything with Liquid Glass. And I think one of my favorites was how they made camera just a lot more understandable and cohesive. By default, you can just swap between photo and video since they're the most commonly used modes, and the rest are just a swipe away. I do wish these were rearrangeable, so I don't use cinematic mode very often, but I do use slow-mo more so, and I would just like to have that a swipe away instead. They also rethought how the settings are laid out for this, so you can either swipe up or tap on the top right for your camera settings, and on the top left you can get all of your capture settings in a nice and clean way that also has these dots to show you the recommended settings for each mode, rather than having to go into the settings app and then find the camera settings and then change your shooting settings. This just makes it so much easier to switch on the fly. But I think one of the most interesting things is something they brought over from Vision OS. So you can take any photo that you have in your library, and then using some advanced on-device computer vision, it'll turn it into a spatial scene and just add 3D depth. And these came out really good. For a standard 2D photo, it recreates that depth and then generative fills in the gaps really well. I've tried out a bunch of different photos, and the only time I really saw any kind of artifact was when I shot through a fence or a net. The parts that filled in underneath them were a bit darker, but honestly it was impressive with how much it could do with these dark lines just running across the screen. This also just gives you a chance to make any photo just a little bit more immersive, kind of like how live photos give you a little bit more to that snapshot. If they eventually bring this to video, I think that could be really cool, especially paired with the Vision Pro. And every year there's an update to how you communicate with people, but one of the hardest things about testing that is that 2 of the people that I know will actually download the beta. My favorite one by far though is being able to send a poll in group chats, which is going to make planning everything just so much easier as opposed to going back and forth or just reacting to messages as a vote. I'm excited to start using this everywhere once the update is fully released. And for phone calls, they added hold assist, so you can just go do something else while you wait for a person to actually answer the call on the other end. I had to call and reschedule a doctor's appointment a few weeks ago, and this was just so much easier than waiting on hold for 20 minutes. I just got the notification that there was a person ready to talk to me, and I could pull my phone back out and continue talking. I don't see myself using this super often. I feel like the only people I really call are my family, but when I do need it, I think this is just going to be really nice to save time. Personally, I really like the big updates to messages, so that's the app that I use the most frequently on my phone. So Apple Intelligence was announced last year and kind of shipped outside of the new Siri, but there's a lot more stuff that they talked about this year, and these were the 3 things that really stood out. So on top of being able to just send regular Siri requests to ChatGPT, they also added visual intelligence from camera control, which is really cool. You can take a picture of something and then ask questions about it, or even search across your phone for things that match that picture of what you took. But the best part is if you take a picture of something that has details for an event, it'll parse that and then you can add it straight to your calendar. And this is the one AI feature I've always wanted. I don't have to take information anymore and manually copy and paste it into my calendar. I can just take a picture, a screenshot, and then press a button. There's also live translation in messages, calls, and FaceTime, which is all done in real time on device. And this is really cool for better and easier communication when you have to travel or with your family. They also give you access to their models in shortcuts natively. So you can add ChatGPT, Apple's private cloud compute, or the on-device model to whatever action you're making. I have this shortcut that I can just talk into when I'm brainstorming, and I used to have it send the transcription to ChatGPT when I was done, but now I just process it all on device so I can cut out that step of sending it to ChatGPT and then downloading the response. There's a lot of AI kind of sprinkled throughout iOS 26, and I feel like finding flows where they can either improve it or just make it easier to do is definitely the best way for them to integrate it. Overall, there's a lot of changes in iOS 26, from the new design system to some more intelligence throughout it. But these are just some of the big things that have stood out to me in the past couple of months. Thanks for watching. Let me know down below what your favorite feature was, but be sure to like and subscribe for more videos about tech, cameras, and making. Here's a video about an M4 iPad, and here's a video that YouTube thinks you're going to like the best.